Welcome to video I don't know anymore. 7,100 and I think 98. On our way up to 7,286. I've been working on this little design lately. Right, it's like a hookup. Okay. It's a hookup. I gotta make another one over here, or we're hooking up to the case. This is my poor way of designing a crane. I sort of want to get this tattoo on my head, you know? See this little tattoo on my head? It's got to mean something. I must be going nuts. Okay, so this is happy hour. I was looking at one of Tammy's videos, and here in Quebec, apparently, you're not allowed to do what was allowed before when it was illegal, is now when it's legal, it's now illegal. We cannot have any signs, apparently, of this. We can't have that sign because that regards to weed. So High Life, 2 stars, welcome back to the High Life. Okay, so let's put that. Now, isn't that weird? Hey, let me fix this camera back up right here. I look a little silly. That's fine. I've been looking silly and I've heard everything over the past 7,000 videos in 9 years. There's nothing I haven't heard. Wrong. Okay, first I want to catch up with reminders. That means I'm going to say stuff that might have no bearing on the video at all, other than somebody's going to bring it back to me. Maybe somebody's going to mention it in the future. Maybe it will come up again. Maybe it'll come under discussion. And it's the colors of cold, okay, what represents cold, and what things that are cold look like. Colors of hot, and what things that are hot look like. I feel like I'm in the $10,000 pyramid or something. The color of a spark, the sound of a spark. How hot. The colors of lakes and oceans, reasons and why. Why is I with a dot as a small I, but in between words, I stand between. And when the I is sideways, it is above and below, representing 5 and division. I've just taken off the sides. Why? One of the reasons for why, okay, is I forget. The reason for this is high and low, the nickel, is because the beaver, right, is on the lake and it's above and below its house. Okay. The pi is for those, is for a process of thought that's continuous, that never ends until you bring that thought inside the box where you can crush it to crumbs, okay, eaten by a mouse, moved around in your brain by a micro brain, stamping the mouse. The eagle sees the mouse from how high? Heaven's birth gateway to heaven. 32, the freezing mark. Life. Money. The letter Y is not standing up, but is bent over. Actually like a pitchfork. Levels of the earth. Concave earth. If it's concave this way, it's rounded on the bottom. But how about a concave earth here and a concave earth here, making earth like this? So the plane will always just be doing this to level out. The oceans are moving back and forth. Reality. And I'm just going to mention, for those who don't watch, Jones S., who brings up all these little relevant items to do with Earth. Also, you'd have to find him. That's Joan, and I just have to say it. I just have to say it. Now, this is something you might take the wrong way. Let me put the light up. But in French, when you say what time it is, you say Keller. But it can also be understood as bowler. This is not spelt right, but when you bowl, you say Kier. Okay, quel is what? Actually, quoi is what? Quel means which time it is. Did I wrong your rang? Did I rang your wrong? Why do we put W in front of this? Bob.com, Bob.Enzo and Frisket, 20. When Z comes next to O, it's 20. When the B comes in, it represents Earth, Mars, and the liberty of freedom. It's a sequence to the gateway. Why, do you ask? First of all, 15 is one part of time. It's 1/4 of time, represented by 1/4. 21 is alpha beta creation. When you see 2, you have 1. When you have 1 and 2 together, you have automatically 1 in between. 2 is creation. 1 and 2 comes together everywhere. And in 5 is 2, 1, 2. Forget about that. The number for Earth is 52. The number for Mars is 51. I can hear the buzzing of the bees. Yellow and black. Okay. Numeric values. Take the H, put it in the front. You have the heart of Earth. How about star or angel spirit? The one spirit in the 8th heaven. You have stripes. You rest in peace. You have stars and stripes. You now have landed on the moon to the half-life. The spirit in the skies of Saturn to the half-life. 91 is 13 by 7, all the cards in the deck. The number for spirit is 91. The numeric total value here is 58, which is also a numeric value for matrix and electric company because of the star system mathematics. 8 times 5, 40. 8 plus 5, 13. Total 53 minus 27 inside the red sun. Numeric value for Nibiru, red sun, 73. We add ES, we add 24 hours to the day. May you rest in peace. We come down here, the world of 90s. Okay, when you have the world of 90s, if you take the ace off the first and you put it last, it still becomes the 13th card. The ace is also reflective of 11, and when you say 91 in French, you are actually saying 4 times 20 and 11. 4 times 20 and 12. 4 times 20 and 13. 4 times 20 and 14. 4 times 20 and 15. 4 times 20 and 16. But when you say 90, you are actually 97, okay? You are actually saying 80, 10, and 7. 80, 10, and 8. 80, 10, and 9. Because that's how the French say it. The dark corner to the right, and what you see is the wheel. Take a good look. There's many ways to look at this. I just looked at a drum and the mic. And then I put in a little bit of that artwork, and you have to work your eyes to figure out which way that's going to go. And don't forget, the further back I go, pending on how I play with this light, is pending how you're going to see this designed. It plays with your eye. Okay, let me bring down the light just a little bit too much. Who is Jack? Who is John? It seems like John is John Doe. Jack in the Box. Or John Hancock had a stroke. Or he must be having a heart problem. When you create the singular design over here, you're automatic to create this fish-like item. Why? Because there's no in-between, and the only way to connect is to connect corner to corner other than guess in between. When you create the 2x2, I now can have a divided road. You have 1900 hours. I can also look at this as 7 p.m. I can either use it as the S or the G. Succinic acid. If you have the cube, inside the cube there is only one 7. There is only one 7, not that cube. Not that cube. Not that cube. Here, this cube here. This and this do not reflect each other, but the 3 will reflect the 4, and the only difference will be 1. The 5 will reflect the 2, and the only difference will be 3. And the 6 and 1. 1, 3, and 7. No repeat dots. We already have mentioned that this is the 8 void plus 1. This is the 7 void plus 2. Every side with 9. Every side with 9. You may all see the A over here, but if you turn it this way, it can actually also be the C. If I put 2 of them, you have, at the same time, you can have the alpha omega sign, or the D. And on top opens up to a V, the continuation. If you remove what's inside, you now have the X. What is X? So these are all questions I brought out to myself in a 10-minute video that went where? We had John Hancock had a stroke. That's pretty weary. I wrote the words to a song. Then we had some numeric values, like the numeric value for money, which I did not do. 28 and 30 is 58, 68, 72. Money. Times 5, 360. Times 4, remember, 1.5. Times 5 is 360. 3 years and 1 year to create the leap year. 2, 5, 8, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. On the 4th one, you're repeating. So on the 5th one, we've actually moved time 360, 1.25. So we move one more time, okay? We add another 72 to 360. We have 432. We have the vibration. Now we have 1.5. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm trying to let me jog my mind. I have to write this down. We had 4 times. Yes, we had 4 times. We had 3 and 1. We had 216 or 2160 is it diameters, miles on the moon to create that moon, or the birth, as it's written in the description in my last video. And we have the 3-year cycle and the 1-year cycle, or the 3 parts 72 is 216 plus the 72 will create the extended cycle. So what we have here is this is the full cycle, 216, okay? And then you have the extended cycle, which is 288, because the 3 years and the 1 year that come together, the 3 years and the link year, and then the 3 years again. So you have 432 and 72, 504. Now that's going to take you to the sun. Another thing I wanted to mention, I'm not sure if it's in this on this paper over here unless I ripped it out. I'm not happy that I took this out. I'm going to put it on pause. Okay, we're going to end the video here. What I was going to do in the video was 14, and 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 5 and 4, and that's DNA, the 54 numeric value for sun. Sun is the numeric value for 54, and DNA's numeric value from 2 numbers is number 14, which creates the sun. So I'm not sure where I was going with that. We're going to leave it alone. I want to thank you for watching this video. Have a great weekend. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Welcome.